The LT is the best bang for your buck Silverado for the most part. I'll include a link to the Doug Smith Chevy's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get right into it. Powering this is a 3-liter turbo diesel inline 6 that goes through a 10-speed. Fuel economy is 22 around town, 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 305 horsepower and then 495 pound-feet of torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help me out with that. Other than being bright red, you've got the Duramax badges on either side of the hood. The headlight design's pretty sharp, especially with the DRL. And then you've got lots of chrome, but then some blacked out trim with the grille to kind of break it up a bit. This does come equipped with tow hooks and parking sensors. No fog lights at the bottom though. That will cap things off for the front end, and I will say it's a nice looking front end. Tire wheel setup is 275 by 60 by 20. You've got silver with the metallic gray on the wheels, and this does have all-terrain tires because it's a Z71. Nice chrome on the mirror caps. You also have keyless entry for the doors and painted handles. The truck is leaf sprung and it has Rancho shocks as part of that Z71 package. And this one's a crew cabin. It looks like it has the longer bed. Verify in a second. Well, I guess to verify, we got to open up the bed, which we can do with the key fob. You also have remote start, lock and unlock, and then the Chevy bow tie. The bed has LED lights and an outlet, and yes, this is the longer bed. It's over 6 feet in length. It already has protection from the factory in the form of bed liner too. When you're all done, the tailgate itself is very light. You got Chevrolet stamped into the back, and then this does have parking sensors in the rear, bumper steps, and you got the actually more baseline taillights. That will cap things off for the exterior of this big red mean something machine. Let's now check out the interior. Wood trim up top. You got nice soft touch with stitching. There's a little bit of storage below. More of that nice trim on these seats. You also have some storage in form of a cubby. But yeah, it's pretty fancy. Legroom in the back is good. We have a little storage pocket, some cup holders, USB ports, vents, and then headroom back here is good. Keyless entry for up front, and let's check it out. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors. The front window is automatic, the driver window. None of the other ones are. And then you have more of that fancy trim on the door panel itself. 1605 for the payload capacity, 8900 for the towing. Get a fancy seat up front for the driver, power adjustable with lumbar support. The passenger seat is actually manual with the adjustments. To the left of the steering wheel, we have a reflection on my forehead. Ooh, hello. Anyways, drive line select. So you've got a part-time pro drive system with auto high and low, your drive mode, tow haul mode, and light controls too. Bada bing, bada boom. Diesel go zoom zoom. Soft touch all around the steering wheel. You've got darker stitching there in the center. Radio controls in the back as well as paddle shifters on the front face. Starting on the left side, you've got your cruise control, the heated steering wheel button, and then we have our controls for the center stack on the right side. Full digital gauge cluster, which you can use to change what information is displayed there in the very center. It also shows you stuff like your drive mode and then your drive line there off to the side. So, good information. 360 camera system with this truck. It is good with the resolution. Quick to respond with the screen time too. Now you've got a shortcut bar there off to the side. You've got the main tab here, which is quick to respond. It does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then you've got the little kind of like auxiliary tab right there. Tons of physical controls. If we start up top, you've got the button here to roll down all the windows at once, your hill descent control, stability, tailgate drop down, auto stop, start parking sensors, and then for your lane departure. And then down below, you've got your controls for the dual zone climate, heated seats, and then trailer brake controls off to the side. We've got a little bit of storage in this area, including the shifter, some wood trim there on the side. Center console, it's got nice trim too. Phone charging pad inside, outlet, USB ports, a tray that you can remove if you want, and it feels sturdy. We got 2 glove box lids. The bottom one is lockable. Regular rear view mirror, and then we have a power sliding rear window. Button for it is just up top. No sunroof. 2026 Silverado 1500 LT, 65,510. Let's see how the Silverado performs. Well, let us sit off in this LT with the Duramax. I mean, this is, some people are going to call this an old man spec because of the red and because of the chrome on the exterior. But you know what? You're going to be an old man one day. And you're going to like this truck. I'm not an old man yet, but I like this truck now. So I guess I'm an old man at heart. The only thing this needs, that's missing, is we need a brown interior. And then a bench seat. Boom. And it's a real old man truck. Now, the diesel, it's got great torque. And it's smooth. That's one of the things that I like about this engine more than anything is, you know, the power is good, but just the smooth power delivery. That's what's super valuable in my opinion. And the suspension's comfortable too. That's the thing that's nice about half tons versus HDs, is the suspension comfort. Obviously you lose a bit of capability, but most people don't even use the max capability of a half ton, let alone an HD. So I think this is more than adequate enough for 99% of people. It's actually, yeah, it's above most people actually be fine with a mid-size in terms of capabilities. Yeah, the diesel torque's quite impressive. It's very, very smooth. Pretty linear delivery too, like I said. See how it does over the train tracks with the back end kind of pop to the side a little bit, but it's pretty controllable. That's the downside about leaf springs. They're durable, but they're not as controllable, not as comfortable as a coil sprung setup. Not the end of the world though either. Man, this has got just such a smooth... Like I said, I love how this drives. I don't care how much of an old man truck this is. I think this is probably better than the RST because, you know, the RST is similar in price, but you get the cloth interior. So it's like you're paying a premium to have the cool looks, and don't get me wrong, it looks cool. But this interior, with especially these seats, they're gonna be easier to clean. They're gonna probably last a little bit longer than the cloth. But the biggest thing, yeah, the easier to clean. That's worth a lot in my opinion. That's very valuable. Yeah, I'm surprised they've been using Rancho shocks for so long. You know, you'd think they would eventually switch out to something else. And that's one thing that's weird about the Silverado is, like, it's technically a new truck, but it also, like, a lot of the underpinnings, man, they've been using this stuff forever. It hasn't really changed all that much. And the diesel's got some pep in its step. It really does. So, in conclusion, Silverado LT. This is probably one of the Silverado sweet spots. You know, this gives you pretty much everything you have in an LTZ minus the ventilated seats. But because you don't have ventilated seats, you don't have perforated seats, so these seats are going to be easier to clean than the LTZ. But it's got pretty much all the other features. It's slightly lower price point. And this is more than enough luxury for 90% of people too. So, if you're looking at an LTZ, go look at it. Go look at one of these LTs first, and you know, you might be able to save yourself a few bucks because you'll probably realize that, hey, it's got enough equipment for me.